channel. I'm Beth Elin. Today's practice, we are going to work on strengthening the back body and also opening up through the hips. If you have blocks, you might want to have them close by for towards the end of practice. So we won't be using them right away, but go ahead and grab them if you do have them. And yeah, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start in Balasana, our child's pose. So bring your toes together. Your knees can be as wide as the mat or closer together if you like. Just fold forward. Bringing your forehead down to the mat, letting your body be heavy. If your forehead doesn't reach the mat comfortably, you can always stack your two fists. Or you can grab your block if you have it close by and put that under your forehead. Just so your forehead is resting on the mat, your spine is nice and long, your neck is aligned. Just breathe deeply into your belly. Fill yourself up with breath. And exhale, let it all go. Feel yourself sinking into your mat as we open our practice. Reach both arms out in front of you and then walk your hands over towards the left. So your right hand is really reaching towards the top left corner of the mat. And keeping your right hip grounded down onto your ankle. Really big side body stretch here. Feeling your right ribs expanding while maintaining length in the left side waist. Continuing to breathe into your belly, trying to make your inhale and your exhale the same length. Maybe breathing in for a count of 3 and breathing out for a count of 3. Really taking this time to connect. And push your hands into the mat to come walk to the other side. So walk your hands over towards the right, really reaching that left hand up to the right corner of the mat. And finding this stretch on the other side. Keep rooting down to that left hip. And the left shoulder is still moving down towards the mat. Two more deep breaths. And push your hands into the mat to come back to neutral. And kind of reaching towards the front. Letting the shoulders glide down the back so they're not up by your ears. Letting your chest melt. And push yourself up. to tabletop pose. So bringing your hips over your knees, your shoulders over your wrists. Make sure you're got a nice foundation here. We'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, gaze forward, broaden the collarbone. And exhale, curl your chin in towards your chest and push the floor away. Inhale, gaze forward, dip the chest. And exhale, curl the navel in towards the spine. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Rolling the tailbone down towards your heel. And we'll come back to neutral. Spine is long. Engage the abs. And on your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Bring it parallel to the mat. All 5 toes facing down. And on your next inhale, reach your left arm forward. And bring that also parallel to the mat. If you need to adjust your base, do that now. The core is strong here. Take a big inhale. Reach your hand away from your heel. And exhale, curl under. And bring your left elbow and your right knee in towards each other. Inhale, reach. Let's do 1 more of those. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. And exhale, you can watch me for this. Bend your right knee and then reach your left hand back to reach for the pinky toe side of that foot. Pushing your foot into your hand and gazing forward. Remember to keep the abs engaged. Exhale, let that go. Reach. And exhale, lower back down to your tabletop pose. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, bring your left leg up and back. Exhale. Toes are pointed down. Inhale, right arm comes forward. Thumb pointing up. Exhale, breathe. Inhale, strong base. And exhale, curl your elbow in towards your knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach it out. Extend your fingertips away from your heel. Big exhale. And then bend your left knee and reach your right hand back, grabbing the pinky toe side of that foot and really pushing your foot into your hand. Kind of pull yourself up a bit. If this is too challenging, just leave it out. You can keep doing the bird dogs or just lifting your legs up even. One more big inhale. Release the foot. Stretch out. And exhale, come back to all fours. You can keep your knees on the mat or you can come up into a full plank pose. So either modified plank, coming forward like this with your feet up, or curl your toes under And come into a full plank pose. Big inhale and exhale, lower down onto your belly. We're going to do 3 cobras here. So you can bring your fingertips to the outside of the mat. Big inhale, round the shoulder blades back and shine the chest forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, you're really pushing your hips into the mat, pushing the tops of your feet into the mat, and you're barely using your hands at all. You could even lift your hands up off the mat. Exhale, lower. One more like this. Try hovering with your hands. Inhale, no hands, lifting your chest, shining your chest like a flashlight forward towards the front of the room. And exhale, lower. And let's start working with our locust pose. You can interlace your hands behind your back and do the same thing, the cobra pose. If this is too challenging, again, just go back to cobra. No big deal. So on an inhale, shine your chest forward, reach that palm, the fist you're making down towards your heel. Exhale, lower. Inhale, curl it up, pressing your hips into the mat. And if you feel up for it, lifting your legs up off the mat as well, thighs and everything. Really engage the low back. Exhale, lower. One more big cobra. Inhale, lift everything up. Really engage, engage, engage. And exhale, lower it down. Push yourself up to all fours. Maybe do another round of cat-cow or make any movements that feel good here. Maybe making hip circles. Neutral tabletop pose. Curl your toes under. Spread your fingertips. Press into your fingertips and knuckles. Then lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. 2 deep breaths in through the nose. Maybe sigh, exhale out the mouth. Making any movements here that feel good. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knees, stack your hips. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Step that foot in between your palms. Roll onto the inner edge of your left foot. And cartwheel your way up into Virabhadrasana 2, your warrior 2. Make sure your knee is aligned over that second toe. Make sure your heel is in line with your back arch. Gazing over that front middle finger. Inhale, bring your left hand down, right arm up, reverse warrior. Exhale, right forearm comes to meet the left thigh or the right thigh, and reach your left arm up overhead. Side angle. Inhale, bring it back up to your warrior. And exhale, bring your hands in front of your right foot. Spin your back foot up so your toes are pointed up. This is our side lunge, Dandasana. So your toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. Big stretch in the inner thigh here. Exhale, replant that foot. Push into your right foot. Lean out to the other side. So pointing your left toes forward and bringing that right foot up. So you should really feel this deeply in the inner thigh. Exhale, move it back. Pushing into that left foot. Walking your hands over towards the right. Dandasana. And once more, pushing up, walking over to the left. Why did I do that? Oh, sorry guys. Now replant that right foot so that your toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat. Come up, begin to cartwheel your way into warrior two on the opposite side, so your left toes are now pointing towards the back of the mat. Inhale, coming up, warrior two. Your chest and your hips are facing towards the long edge of the mat, and your gaze is to the left. Inhale, right arm down, left arm up, reverse warrior, big side body stretch. Exhale, left hand, left forearm onto the left knee, right arm up overhead. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. And cartwheel your arms down to frame that left foot. Kick that right heel up and push back, lifting your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, stack the hips. And exhale, downward facing dog, facing the back of the mat. Paddle out your legs. Exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. And you can bring your hips towards your heels. Here's where, if you have your blocks, you can place them on either side of your hips. You might want to have them at the highest level, but let me show you what's going on first. We're going to practice our Ustrasana camel pose. So place your hands as if you're putting them in your back pocket and lift your hips up and begin to push into your low back. We're doing a back bend here. So only come as far as is comfortable for you. Really engage the abs, keep the hip points, engage pulling up towards the chin. And you can begin to bend in the upper back. And if you would like to use your blocks, have them on the highest level next to your heels for your full camel pose. Rolling your shoulders down and back. If it's comfortable for you to lean your head back, just press your tongue to the top of the mouth. And breathe here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Do not forget to breathe. Again, you can always be staying here. You didn't need to come to your blocks if you weren't ready. And come out of this nice and slow. Dip your chin in towards your chest. Begin to lower your hips back down to neutral. You can bring them down back to your heels. You can uncurl your toes and take Balasana or child's pose, keeping your knees closer together, moving forward over your thighs, finding some flexion in the spine. You can bring your hands to your low back here and maybe give yourself a little massage if that feels good. Maybe some tapping. Or just leave your hands by the side. Whatever feels most nurturing for you in this moment at this time. Two more deep breaths here. Push your palms into the mat. Come up. And let's shift your feet out in front of you. So shift over to one side. Let's bring your left leg out and bring your right foot to the inseam of your left leg. Janu Shirsasana. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward, shining your heart over your knee. Keeping that left foot nice and flat. Keeping your spine long. Relaxing into it. Feeling expansion in the low back as you breathe. And push your fingertips into the mat. Come to take Janu Shirsasana on the opposite side. Bring your right leg out. And left foot comes to the inseam of that right thigh. Inhale, reach up tall. And exhale, fold forward. You can either hold on to your shin like I was doing. You can always have your palms face up. Make sure you're engaging in that right foot, right leg. No rounding in the upper back. Keep your spine nice and tall. And flip your palms, push your fingers into the mat. Scoot your seat forward a little ways. To lie down on your back, roll down one vertebra at a time. Nice and slow. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock side to side, making circles with your knees. You inhale, pushing your knees away from your body. And as you exhale, pulling them closer. Finding whatever feels best for your low back here. Holding space for yourself. You can release your knees. Go one leg at a time. Reach your legs out for Shavasana, the final resting pose. If you have a blanket or a pillow or something to put underneath your knees, you can even use your blocks. You want your knees to be a little bit elevated. Make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears. Your hips are nice and level with the mat. And let yourself fully surrender to gravity. Reconnect with your breath. Really notice your belly rise on the inhale and fall and melt on the exhale. So allowing yourself to just be here in the silence, the stillness. Observe how you feel. Let's take a few more deep breaths. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you can today. But when you feel ready, you can wiggle your fingers, your toes, reach your arms up overhead. Big stretch. If you had a prop under your knees, you can move that. Bring your feet to be flat on the mat. And turn to one side. Taking a moment here. One or two breaths. And push yourself up. Take your time. Coming to take a seat. However is most comfortable for you. Palms rest face down on the thighs. And give yourself gratitude for taking the time to come to your mat. And I will give you gratitude as well. Thank you for joining me. And I will close our practice by chanting Om. You are welcome to join or just listen. Inhale deeply. Om. Bowing forward. Namaste. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this time on your mat, and hopefully I will see you again soon in the next video. Namaste. Thank you.